Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us here on the Mount St. Joseph Sports Network. My name's Blake Watson. We'll be bringing you tonight's HCHC volleyball action as Mount St. Joseph welcomes Transylvania into the Harrington Center. This will be the final home game of the year for the Lions. I am happy to be joined by men's volleyball coach here at Mount St. Joseph, Eric Santiago Garcia. Eric, first off, thank you for doing this. Absolutely. I know you were a little when I asked, you didn't commit right away, so I appreciate it. You're gonna do a good job of bringing a different level of insight into the game of volleyball to our fans tonight.
I'm very excited to be here. It should be a great matchup. Lots of talent on both sides of the net. So we're looking forward to see how this ships out.
Yeah, Eric, as you look at this matchup, and I know I asked you last minute, so you didn't have a ton of time to study. These have been kind of the heavyweights of this league the last couple of years. I know Earlham's up. I know Manchester's up. Hanover's always really good. But what does a match like this mean to the kids as they're getting ready for it?
It's definitely one of those matches where you have to get a strong start. That's really it. When you're looking at the top of the conference and kind of going to those last 2-3 matches, you have to be essentially picture perfect. You have to be deadly on the service line. You have to be able to pass the ball well. And the moment you give an inch, they're going to take a foot.
Eric, talking to Coach Spinney today, he really thought that you mentioned it before, the service game was going to be important tonight. Transy's got some big arms. We played Hanover in soccer last night. I got to move on a little bit. Transy's got some really big arms. If you can serve a team like Transylvania out of system, how much does that help you?
Oh, a ton. When you have a team that's offensively dominant at the net and you can take their middles out of system right off the bat, you're going to find a lot of success. When you're able to make them uncomfortable just from the service line, it really opens up a lot more avenues of success for you.
So let's look quickly at tonight's starting lineups. We got about 3 minutes and 20 seconds until we get started here tonight. We'll first start with the Transylvania Pioneers. Starting at libero is Alex O'Connor, a senior from Louisville, Kentucky. Starting at middle, listed as a middle outside, sophomore Lily Kaiser from Floyd Knobs, Indiana. An outside hitter, Isabella Myers, a senior from Keble, Kentucky. Myers is fantastic. She's had huge matches here in the past. Starting at DS is Kennedy Beatty, a senior from Lexington, Kentucky. Cecilia Roberts is a middle, a junior from Louisville, Kentucky. Macy Lentz is, I believe, the setter. Park Hills, Kentucky, a sophomore. And Julia Brown is an outside from Bardstown, Kentucky. And then when you look at the Lions, they will start Sydney Doty. Sydney recently made the move to right side from playing middle her freshman year and most of this year early, but she's made a seamless move to the right side. Hannah Graves is one of the outside hitters, the Lions' lone senior, 5'6" senior from Amelia, Ohio. The other outside is Emma Sicking, a 5'9" junior from Fairfield, Ohio. In the middle, it'll be Claudia Mueller, a 5'11" sophomore from Marysville, Ohio. Ginger Johnson is the starting setter. The Lions run at 6'2". She's a 5'7" sophomore from Pine Ridge, Kentucky. The libero will be a 5'6" sophomore from Blue Ash, Ohio. Sycamore High School, Lindsey Stevenson. And the other middle is number 27, Avery Kerr, a freshman, a 5'11" freshman from Sellersburg, Indiana. Eric, if you're Coach Spinney right now, you're a minute and a half away from this year. You're 6-1. You have an opportunity to win the league. You have an opportunity to finish as low as 5th with just 2 matches left to play. How are you preparing your team to get ready to play this match?
We're coming out swinging. That's the best way to put it. We're really aiming to just keep all of our players as engaged as possible and focus as we head into the final stretch. So the way we're deciding practice, not just, hey, we're going to go and tackle the things that we need to. It's also, hey, we want to keep everybody in a good mood, want to keep everybody entertained and engaged, and we want to make sure that we're heading into this covering all the bases that we need. It's a strong matchup. They know it. Transy knows they can't just come into the gym and win right away. They have to earn it as well. So, really, like I said, really looking forward to see how this shapes out.
Quick look at the HCAC standings before we step away for the national anthem. Transy, Earlham, and the Mount are all tied atop the standings at 6-1. And you got a pair of teams, Hanover and Franklin, both 4-3. Roseholman 3-4, Manchester 3-4, Anderson 2-5, Bluffton 1-6, and Berea 0-7 rounds it out. A little interesting twist this year. I just found this out yesterday. The conference has moved to an 8-team tournament So the Lions finish 1 through 4. They will be at home again on Wednesday. Next Wednesday, playing the low whatever seed they get. So that's an interesting little touch.
Yeah, we're seeing that shift also on the men's side, where there's a lot of conference now starting to push for the 2 bids or expanding that qualifying field from 4 to 6 or 6 to 8.
It's interesting to watch. I don't love it myself, paying attention to it. I know it's kind of an NPI game is the reason they're doing it. All right, so the clock's about to hit 0 here inside the Harrington Center. We'll step away for starting lineups and the national anthem. We'll be back with all the action here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, Eric, we're back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All the pleasantries have been exchanged. All the pomp and circumstance is over, and we're ready for some volleyball action. What are you excited to see tonight?
I'm excited, I think more than anything, just to play at the net. I mean, we have two very, very offensive teams. We both know they can reach high. We both know they can put the ball away. But it's really who's going to be more aggressive with the blocking. If you can get some touches, if you can get some stops, you're going to find a lot of success in the early game and even in the late game to close it out. So I'm looking forward to seeing that.
How important will passing be in this game?
Oh, very. You need to establish your middles as early as you can. And we both know that on the MSJ side, while we might be a little bit more undersized, that also comes with its advantage. We're able to sneak through the seams on the block. We're able to kind of get away with a faster tempo and just beat the block a little bit better. So if you can establish your middles by having a good serve receive, you'll find a lot of success.
I know Coach Spinney said that their team worked a lot on their service this week in practice to try to negate some of that tempo for Transylvania. All right, so we got everybody on the court. Referees are checking lineups. Joe Lyon walking around. We got a great crowd here tonight. It's a student advisory committee night here at the Mount. Got the baseball team over there all in uniform. It looks like some women's basketball players up there in the corner. Softball's here, wrestling's here, and they're going to be loud.
Oh, yeah.
So first serve will go to the Lions. Hannah Graves steps to the line. And we are underway. Transy gets it up, sets it outside, high off the block was Izzy Myers. Not out of system on that service.
Not out of system at all.
Julia Brown, the libero, will go back to the line to serve for Coach Barmore and the Transylvania Pioneers. Back in receive for the Lions. It's Graves, Stevenson, and Sicking. Graves receives it, gets it over to Johnson, to Doty, high off the block. Transy's able to get it up. Myers goes for a crafty shot in the back corner and gets it down. Transy quickly with the 2-0 lead.
And again, talking about that fast tempo, we see Doty running a pretty fast 9-ball on the right side. So we'll expect MSJ to try to run a pretty fast game.
Goes with the float serve and gets it right in front of a diving Avery Kerr. Avery, a middle, not necessarily ready for that service.
It's a great location by Transy's libero. We're seeing, the effect that a good place ball can have on serve receive.
Now she hits the top spin ball. Lions receive it. Sicking with the first kill for the Lions, puts it away. When Emma gets a ball in time, in rhythm, she hits it as hard as anybody around.
Absolutely. I'm sure the Lions are going to be looking to get her established pretty early in the game.
That'll send Kerr back to the line for the Lions. Flat-footed serve. And an ace for Avery Kerr. Kennedy Beatty, the DS, was unable to handle that. Kind of caught her in between there. So Kerr back to serve again. Tried to go with the short serve. Didn't get it over. We'll have a substitution for Transylvania as Peyton Mass checks in. Looks to be their second middle. Macy Lentz back to serve. Graves backpedaling, gets it up. Johnson quick to Doty. Doty off the side of the block and out.
Weird adjustment from Johnson to be able to get to that tough pass, making it, get a great set out to Doty, and Doty finishing the ball.
Ava Maxwell and Aubrey Miranda check in now for the Lions. Maxwell will go back to serve. Ava Moore, my apologies. Transy able to handle the serve, high and outside, off the top of the block. Graves gets the dig. Moore over to Sicking. Sicking goes with a roll shot. Transy gets it. Libero has to set it. Good job by Stevenson to get enough on that to get it up. Sicking doesn't get a great swing at it, but Hanover, or Transy, I did it again. Big left-handed swing there from Mass to put it away. A little bit of a scramble drill on that one, Eric.
Yeah. Again, we're seeing that effect pretty early on of how effective that serving can be. We're seeing a lot of short serves, a lot of seams being hit, and that we haven't even seen a middle swing yet. So expect that fast game to keep going.
Isabella Myers misses with her serve. Good play over there by Sicking. She looked like she was going to try to make the play and wisely let it go. Sicking back to serve now for the Lions with an opportunity to tie this first set at 5. Big toss, big roll. Transy handles it well. Mass goes to the push shot and misses deep. It's a good look at that push shot, but she didn't really have a swing at it, right?
Correct.
So we are tied at 5 now as Sicking goes back to the line again, pounding the ball into the floor here in the Harrington Center. Throws it up high, leaping, drills it. Transy first ball to the middle, and it's put away. That was Kaiser putting that one away. Listed as a middle outside. Good serve receive there. Moore goes across to Graves. Graves rolls it off the bottom of the block. She did a good job of kind of double pumping that and rolling it off the block as the block was coming down.
Absolutely. She got a good look, especially with that ball being pushed from the other side of the court. Got a great look at where the defenders were sitting, was able to go with the off-speed ball and get it down.
Stevenson, Lions libero back to serve now. Deep into the court, but Transy handles it, go to the middle again, and Cecilia Roberts puts it away. Kennedy Beatty checks back in. She'll go to the service line. The way the system's running, Kaiser is the second middle. Graves to Moore. Back to Graves. Graves rolls it out the back over the end line.
Looking for a touch, but just a bit high. Right idea. Just wasn't able to execute.
Was she trying to play that off the top of the block?
Absolutely. Just a ball that was a little bit too far off the net, off the set, and she was trying to find some high ends.
Yeah, that'll be a back row attack on Moore as she was over top of the net, and the ball ended up on the other side of the net. Tough pass there from Sicking. Put Moore in a tough spot. Beatty remains at the service line looking to give her Pioneers a 4-point lead here early in the first. Goes to the line drive serve, and it just floats out the back. Ginger Johnson, Sydney Doty check back in for the Lions. Johnson will be the server. What is the benefit for the Lions playing this 6-2 system?
They get to preserve all 3 hitters in the front row. But they have 2 amazing setters playing out of the back row, and they have 2 great right sides and 2 great outsides that are going to be heavily impactful in this game. So being able to preserve them in the front row constantly is going to be huge for them.
Cecilia Roberts misses trying to hit the line. Lions draw to within 1. Johnson floats it back. We'll go to the near side here. Nice touch shot, but a great diving effort by Johnson. Doty will have to hit it off the net, but that's a great play. Served across, and a big block by Doty and Kerr. Having the ability of someone who played middle most of their career move to that right side, does that help your block?
In a way. I mean, it's a little bit more common than people think to have that middle right side combo as a player. It's a easier adjustment when you see a lot of these girls in high school or club coming up. Great diving play.
That was a heck of a scramble there by the Lions to get that back in, but Trans is able to put it away to go up 10-9.
You're seeing now more of a trend of a lot of middles transitioning into the right side position, especially when you get to the collegiate level. Or vice versa.
O'Connor checks back in. She will go back to serve for the Pioneers. Nice serve. Tight to the net on the pass. Doty has to go with a left-handed swing. The setter, Lentz, tried to put it over on the second touch because it was going to be a very tough swing. And it rolls the tape and rolls all the way out. We're tied at 10. Graves. She goes to the short float serve. Nice play by Beatty to get it up. And Transy with a great set from Lentz is able to put it away.
Again, that middle game, get him established early. Transy with a great pass to open up that route for the middle to come running back 1 and be able to put the ball away.
Sends Brown back to the service line. Good serve. Johnson tries to serve it across, but it was tight to the net. Oh, bad luck there for the Lions as Stevenson and Sicking run into each other. It was a good play by the setter from Transylvania, though. Brown continues to serve. Transy now up 12-10. Stevenson gets it up. Lions much better chance here. Sicking off the top of the block. Dig by Brown. Lentz goes for the swing. I believe that's Myers. Doty, good swing. Good two-handed dig there. That'll be a free ball over. Lions got to do something with this, but a bad pass from Doty over the net is put away by Isabella Myers. Can't have that on a free ball, Coach.
Absolutely. Just a bit of a tough play with Johnson transitioning in to cover that free ball, and just a little bit of traffic was created.
Johnson high and outside to Doty off the side of the block. Great job by Brown to get that up. Lentz with a good save to Myers off the top of the block. Graves. Johnson, Sicking puts it away. There it is again. Emma Sicking in rhythm. Hits it as well as anybody in this league.
Serving 27, Avery Kerr.
Kerr, the server. Good pass from Transylvania. Put it away. Oh, my apologies. That was out. I thought it was down. I need to quit guessing and just watch the officials. Lions continue to draw within one. Unable to take the lead yet in this set, but keeping it close. Kerr, nice float serve back to the left corner. Transy able to play quickly. Good glancing block, but nobody was able to scramble to that to get the second touch on it.
A great read by the MSJ blockers to get all three blockers up on the middle, running more of a two-tempo ball. Just got lost in the process.
Lentz, the server. Sticking, tough pass to Johnson. The Lions are able to get it over, though. Transient system now. Good block there. It's not technically a block, but continued the point, and a big swing there from Isabella Myers. Puts Transy back up by 3. Graves, Johnson with another tough pass to handle. Sticking gets a good swing on it, but a great dig in the back row. And the Lions will get a block there as well, Eric. Believe that was Mueller and Doty up there at the net on that one.
Great job by both of them to get all the way out. Get a good press in, and put that ball away.
Moore and Miranda check back in. Good serve. Transy's not going to be able to get a swing off of this one. Exactly what you want. Lions should. Aubrey Miranda off the side of the block. Unbelievable play by Lentz. Moore goes to Miranda again, and Miranda misses it. That play by Lentz was unbelievable.
Great dig by Lentz. Miranda still looking for her first kill, but very, very well known on that MSJ squad to be an offensive weapon.
Yeah, you really beat me to it. I was going to say she's kind of a vital piece for the Lions.
Yes.
You kind of know what you're going to get out of Sicking. You know what you're going to get out of Graves. If Miranda can be big in a match, and she gets solo stuff there by Addie Atcher, then the Lions are a much better offensive unit when Miranda's playing well. Myers. Graves gets it up. Much better pass. Mueller, she's blocked by, I believe that was Lily Kaiser with the solo block. So back-to-back solo blocks for the Lions, and Coach Spinney will call his first time out of this set. We'll be right back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Transy with the 5-point lead in this first set. Myers at the service line, looking to extend that. Stevenson, tough pass. Moore gets it up. Sicking now on the right side. Nice dig out there. Has played over the net by the libero. Lions have a shot here to put something away. And they do. Sicking from the right side on our first swing, left side on our second swing. How important is it to move her around a little bit, Eric?
Pretty important. The Lions have actually done a pretty good job early on to establish themselves, other than those first 2-3 points, but to establish themselves on service eve and be able to have Sigging on a good tempo ball on the outside. It's going to be huge for them.
Sigging tries to roll it, and it rolls directly into the net. And I can just hear Charlie behind me yelling. For those out there that are Mount people, Charlie Rubleski sits behind me, and he is a legend here. Nice serve there. Sicking. Miranda has to play it back. The Lions will just have to play a free ball. It's actually a pretty good one. But Transy able to play through the middle and put away by Cecilia Roberts. That's a great pass running away from the net, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's a great pickup, putting the setter in a comfortable spot to be able to run the middle. Again, that middle impact in this game is going to be huge.
Katie Rolfe checks in to help with the serve receive. Moore goes with the quick ball back to Miranda. The Lions wanted a touch. I think the officials got that right. And we'll have our second timeout by Coach Spinney. And we'll be right back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here. Eric, we just looked it up. It was 13-12 Transylvania just a few moments ago. Transy currently on an 8-2 run. With still Myers at the service line.
Transy establishing themselves very, very well off of the service line. Starting to give the Lions a little bit more trouble in the passing.
Graves goes with the roll shot, and it finds the floor for the kill.
Finding the floor again. That's the second one. I wonder if that's an adjustment that Trans is going to be looking to make into the second set.
That'll take Lindsay Stevenson to the service line. Trying to serve the Lions back into this set. All the way across. Big swing there, rolls the tape. The Lions are able to handle it. Graves off the top of the block. Fantastic dig in the back row. Oh, that's a good swing there from Addie Atcher. Found that seam right up the middle, deep into the court, and gets it down. Transy up 22-15 here in the first. Beatty checks back in. She will go to the service line. It's a good serve. Moore. That'll be a double on Kerr. Right call?
Right call. That's that new double contact rule going into effect in 2025 and 2026, where now the ball can be played in the awkward contact. But if that next contact comes with the other team or is followed up by the other team, then the double contact is called.
Makes sense. Lions continue to struggle and serve receive here middle to late in this first set, and Transylvania has set point. Ball over, put down by the Pioneers. And they went set 1, 25-15. We'll be back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here on the MSJ Sports Network. Eric, that was a fantastic little ceremony there between the first and second sets. As Commissioner Jay Jones of the HCAC is here and presented the women's soccer team with their regular season championship trophy that they earned by an 8-0-1 regular season. Tough loss last night in the HCAC tournament, penalty kicks. So they are eliminated, but another fantastic season for Coach Darren Gallagher and his team. And Coach Gallagher was presented with the Coach of the Year award. I know the second consecutive year, it might be the third.
Absolutely. It's such an amazing squad and fun group to watch on the pitch. The group of girls the coach has done a great adjustment these last couple of years to just grow that squad up and get it to where they needed to be at the top of the HCAC.
Yeah, Coach Gallagher is a fantastic human to work with. One of my favorite people on our campus, just a genuinely good person. And his team reflects that. They play the right way, and they represent this university with class even and losing. Transy will start off with the serve here in set number 2. Trying to see who's back there at the line.
And number 3, Alex O'Connor.
Thank you very much. Sicking with the reception. Johnson to Doty. Doty, nice dig there by Beatty. Lenz gets it up. Myers goes to the roll shot. A nice diving dig by Hannah Graves. Sicking goes to put it away, and is blocked by Roberts and Lentz. Serve here, keep attacking. Sicking on the serve. Sicking goes high off the block with the swing. Little tip shot there from Transylvania. The Lions are able to get it up. Sicking will get a swing on this, even though it's not a great one. Could get Transy out of system. They get a big swing from Myers. Great dig over there by Stevenson. Yeah, that ball, the swing from Doty was off the antenna. Lions doing a good job of getting balls up, just not a great job of passing.
Correct. They got off to a good start in that first set and slowly started coming down as Transy upped the pressure from the service line.
As that serve floats out for the side out.
So these are the kind of opportunities that the Lions have to take. The missed serves, the swings that go out of bounds, all those little extra points that you get for free, you have to be able to build them into your momentum and keep possession of the ball.
Kerr goes with the float, serve out. Transy quickly plays to the middle, Lions up to the task. Big swing from Myers, tries to go cross court and misses.
So we're seeing the Lions make a bit of a blocking adjustment here, Blake, with Macy Lenz being on the front row for Transy. MSJ is shifting their block to the right, being able to cover that middle a little bit better.
Wow, great play there by the Pioneers. Johnson sets it tight. Coach Spinney does not agree with that call. And I'm going to tell you, I've watched him enough to know he's usually right.
Yes.
He's not wrong about those very often. He's not arguing, but the look he gave our down ref, if looks could kill. Sicking, good pass this time from Emma Johnson out to Emma. That ball hit the ground. You can hear it even with headphones on. Lions continue to go. Sicking is blocked solo by Lentz there in the front row. Having a setter that can block like that is pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing indeed. Bit of an interesting call or lack of call from the referees on whether that ball was up or not. Usually I would hope that they're searching for that change in direction of the ball, but they seem to think that it was up.
Good adjustment there by Johnson, going over the top of her head with the serve to Sydney Doty, or the set, my apologies, to Sydney Doty. Miranda and Moore check in. Moore will go back to the service line. She had been featuring Sicking early in this set, and it looked like that change in direction really helped them put that ball down.
Absolutely.
Moore with the serve. Floats it out the back line. Third service error of the match for the Lions. Macy Lentz with the serve. Tough serve on Sicking.
Again, kind of what we spoke about prior to the match, that effect of having your girls go back there and get an effective serve across the net, taking a team out of system or even going for the ace in certain moments.
Good job there by Sicking. I thought she might have misplayed that one. That was really tight to that line. Sicking goes back to the service line. If you look at the stats, Eric, both teams, well, the Lions now with 2 receiving errors. Transy with just 1, but you can easily see that the Lions are struggling more with passing the serve. Big serve there from Sicking. Transy gets it up. They go to Myers. Myers goes cross court off the hands of Graves for the kill.
Very aggressive angle by Myers. You gotta respect that kind of swing. Graves just a little bit late off that transition from the net to play some defense.
Addie Atcher checks back in for Transylvania as Myers goes back to the service line. A little crossbody serve. Stevenson gets it up. Backside to Miranda. Miranda off the top of the block. Transy recovers. Lentz.
Great touch by Miranda on the block. Opportunity for the Lions.
Graves. Another really good attempt at a block back there by Myers, but she's unable to control it. Out for the point for the Lions. Big swing there from Hannah Graves. Just her 3rd kill of the match.
Great job by Graves identifying that the middle was late and finding that seam, just putting her away.
Now Stevenson, the server for the Lions, rolls the tape. Lentz gets it off to Mast. Lions get it up. Graves goes with the roll shot, and she gets another one down to the net. You talked about earlier, it's kind of that change-up.
Yes.
You got to speak to me in baseball terms.
I think Transy coming into this match was expecting, the Lions to be a little bit more aggressive on the offense, and Graves has done a great job of finding a couple of opportunities now, just getting that off speed, getting that tip or roll shot across the net, and it's landing.
Addie Atcher with a big swing there to put that one away off the dig attempt by Sicking. Lily Kaiser back to serve. Just over the tape. Good play by Sicking. Miranda off the top of the block. They get the dig. They're going to get this back in. Great job by Transylvania on the scramble. Moore with the dump. They got a shot to get another one up. That's outside the antenna. Great scramble on both of those by Transylvania, and a good decision there by Moore to go with the dump.
Absolutely.
Johnson and Doty back in as Johnson goes back to the service line. So with both setters in the back, why is that not a back row attack?
So she's on the plane of the net. That's why. She's below the tape. She's able to sell it a little bit better, and it's harder even for the blockers to actually read that ball because most of the time they're not going to be expecting it.
Transy out of system, but Atcher puts it away. Lions continue to get themselves close, just like they did early in the first set, but unable to get that tying or go-ahead point that could really flip this set. Beatty back to the service line for the Pioneers and Coach Amy Barmore. Great serve, but it pounded the top of the net down on the Transylvania side. That ball was hit pretty good. Hannah Graves back to the service line. Lions captain and senior, lone senior on this squad. Coach Spinney, I talked to Coach Spinney and Coach Bauman today. They were very excited about their recruiting class. It'll be interesting to see what happens as Beatty receives it but hits it over the net. Doty off the net. Off the top of the block there for Matcher. Johnson to Sicking. Sicking goes cross court. Off the glancing attempt by Brown for the Lions point. And they have got that tying point now. Let's see if they can finally get a lead in one of these sets.
Absolutely. These are the kind of possessions that the Lions need to be able to hang in the game and even try to start pulling away.
Goes with the float. Brown. That's out. Lions get the lead. It was definitely out. Off the swing of Cecilia Roberts. Well, there's that lead. Let's see if they can, as you just stated, pull away a touch. Get some separation. Graves. She changed her angle. Went with a little bit of a harder serve. Is that, when you have hit that changeup so many times, is it hard at times to go back to your fastball?
In a way. I mean, we have those 50% kind of serves that are more just, we're a little bit more aggressive with them. We're looking to cause, essentially ace or bust kind of mentality. Then we have those 100% serves where we're just looking to place it in certain locations.
Stevenson, Johnson, Sicking at almost the 10-foot line. An attack there from the setter from Transylvania. Doty puts it away. Believes she might have got a blocking error anyway, as it looked like Transylvania was in the net.
Lions finding a little bit more life in the second set, looking like they're a little bit more comfortable offensively.
Kerr, good serve. Beatty gets it up. Nice pass there. And a block there from Mueller and Sicking. Transylvania able to recover, though. Graves will set it out to Doty. Doty off the tape. Diving effort from Brown. Myers pushes it to the back. Graves to Johnson to Sicking. Cross court. Hit it off the top of her hand. Just was unable to turn that ball over. We're back tied at 11. And it sends Brown back to the service line for Transylvania. Graves, good pass to Johnson. Lions have to just play it over. Big swing there. Stevenson gets a hand on it, but unable to get it into a position for the Lions to recover. Brown will serve again as Transies come back to take the lead here in the middle of this second set. Graves to Johnson. Johnson just has to hit it up. Sicking with a pretty good shot on that. Transy, as Mueller tries to put it over on the second touch. Sicking just has to pass it over. Transy has a chance to get back in system. And we talked about it earlier, Lily Kaiser puts it away. You talked about those undersized middles. Lily Kaiser is definitely that, but she is quick and athletic.
Very fast arm swing and able to just beat the block even on those off the net kind of sets. She's making a great job of transitioning and staying involved and being an option.
Brown with the serve. Lions with a better ball here. Mueller, not a great set from Johnson to give her a good swing at it. And Myers goes up and puts it down. Johnson trying to find the middle there. Was a ball where they had a chance to find the middle, but not a great effort to get it to the middle.
Absolutely. And again, Transy doing a great job from that service line, forcing Lions to be out of system, limiting a lot how much they can run their middles or run tempo to the pins. So, great job by Transy.
All right, 14-11 as the Lions call timeout. We'll step away here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here on the MSJ Sports Network. Mentioned it before off the air, Eric. It's interesting that I feel like volleyball teams never take the full timeout. That time they both did.
Yeah, game's starting to heat up a little bit. Lions had, found some life earlier in the second set. Transy now pulling away, so expect some longer timeouts now.
Coach Spinney with the timeout trying to change the momentum. And gets the point. It's amazing how many times volleyball teams win a point coming out of a timeout.
Doty looking to be a lot more involved offensively in the second set, and I wonder coming off that first set if that was an adjustment that the Lions were planning or if that is just great decisions by the setters.
Coach John Spinney's a fantastic coach of setters.
Yes.
You would think they'd be pretty good at picking those up. Ooh, big swing there from Myers in the middle. She was 3 feet above the tape, Eric.
Yes. Myers can definitely elevate above the tape and has a quick arm swing to match the athleticism.
Lentz back to serve for Transy. Up 15-12 here in the second. Graves with a tough pass. Moore gets it up. It's over. Attacked on the first touch by Transy, but the Lions are able to recover. Graves gets it across. Lentz to Myers yet again, and she puts it away. That's the 8th kill of this match already for Izzy Myers. Graves to Moore to Miranda. Miranda hits it off the block out of bounds. Lions point. As you said that the Lions were looking to play a little bit more through Jody, and now Miranda on that right side. Transylvania is definitely trying to use Izzy Myers more right now.
Yes.
Sticking back to serve for the Lions, trailing by 3. Big rip from Emma. Transy gets it up. That'll be a kill once again for the middle. Lily Kaiser. Again, playing quick through that middle.
Both teams seem to be settling into their offensive plans a little bit better. We're seeing Transy involving Myers as much as they can. We're seeing the Lions involving the right side as much as they can. So now it's a matter of who's going to be more consistent.
Sticking to more to Graves. Great job by Lentz there to get the dig. Transy has to go with the shape shot there. Lions in system. Graves, I think it got touched and it was down. So big swing there from Hannah Graves. Back onto the court runs Avery Kerr. And Lindsey Stevenson goes back to the service line. Myers. Oh, good dig there. Lions unable to get a second touch on it. Good reaction by Sicking in the back row. But a big swing there from Peyton Mast.
Graves just a little bit late to close the block on the line, and that is one big arm you cannot let have an open net.
Sicking to Moore to Miranda off the tape and blocked by, looks like, Chloe Jensen and Cecilia Roberts.
Miranda having a little bit of trouble getting involved this game, but still a lot of game left to play.
Goes with the float. Moore to Graves. Graves goes across court. Good dig there by the middle. And a great shot there from Mast, who just rolls it over the tape. As a layman to volleyball, why can't you just do that every time? It always works.
It does. If it was only that easy. With that being said, we are seeing now certain trends as the game continues to develop. Right, we're seeing Transy stay very, very aggressive off that service line, hitting those seams, forcing the short serves, making them second-guess the decisions that they're making with the amount of pressure that they're putting out. But we're also now seeing the Lions identifying certain trends on the Transy side. Like we talked about having those right sides be involved. We talked about the seams that are opening up on the outside with Graves is going up, middle being a little bit late on the Transy side. So definitely scoring opportunities, just a matter of who's going to be more consistent.
You talk about those middles a little bit from Transy. Look, Kaiser right now hitting 625 in the match. Roberts, the other middle, hitting 300. The Lions as a team right now hitting 071. Makes it very tough to win when you're hitting 071 versus a team that's hitting 309.
It does. I think the Lions are starting or should start to look to be a little bit more aggressive on how they're taking those outside swings. The middles are not looking to be as much of an option, so they got to find scoring opportunities somewhere else.
Now we're back out of this timeout. Again, both teams take almost the whole time, Eric. Lentz remains at the service line for Transylvania. They have pulled away a little bit and are up 6. Goes with the float. Graves to Moore to Miranda. Miranda off the top of the block. Diving effort in the back by Izzy Myers, but it's a kill for Miranda. Johnson and Doty will check back in. This looks to be a little bit more of the offensive lineup for the Lions.
Absolutely. Hopefully the Lions can find a little bit of life here in the late game and start tightening the score a little bit.
Johnson to serve. Good serve from Johnson off Brown's chest. Transy has to play over a free ball. Johnson across to Graves. Graves goes with the shot. Once again.
That off speed, yes.
Oh, so how do you do that? What's the kind of technique? Was she almost palming that like I would a changeup? Like
in a way, yes. So you were looking to initiate that aggressive drawback on your arm swing, and as you're getting close to the ball, great serve.
Back left corner from Ginger Johnson for the ace off of the libero Brown.
So as you're releasing that drawback and starting to go at the ball, then you start to slow down and you're looking to kind of grab the ball a little bit, just let it sit in your palm,
Almost
and then
cup
either
it.
just cup it and just roll right through it, or just tip right under it. Just let the ball do its own thing.
Another ace from Ginger Johnson. Splits the middle, and I think we're going to have our first timeout from Transylvania in this match. All right, so we'll step away here on the MSJ Sports Network. We'll be back in about a minute. Lions trail by 2 in the second set here on the MSJ Sports Network. They do it again. Goes with the early contact from Addie Atcher. I believe that was the second touch, right?
Correct. Lions doing a great job of identifying where that ball's going a little bit better on the block. And I think that's going to give them a little bit of life at the end of this set and heading into the third set.
Beatty back to the service line as Transy was able to stop the Lions' momentum. Graves gets ace, so Beatty aces the Lions right back.
That's that service pressure coming back. Lions found a little bit of life, close that gap with that same pressure off the service line. But Transy responding just as well.
Good get there from Sicking to Graves. Graves pushes to the back corner, but Myers is able to pull it off. Lions get it up. They want to lift on the Transy sideline, but they're not going to get it. Big swing there off the top of the block. 2 Lions diving at it. Sicking got a hand on it, but unable to get a second set. That's a big swing over there from Addie Atcher.
And here's the thing, Blake. A lot of defensive touches coming from the Lions side on those hard-driven balls. Just not quite enough under it to be able to keep it alive.
Beatty went with a kind of cross her body, trying to cut it to that left corner, and hits it into the net. That'll send Hannah Graves back to the service line. Lions need a run out of Graves. Coach Spinney barks out what he wants her to do with this serve. Typically, he puts behind his iPad a number up. Lentz goes at it on the second touch. Lions up the task. Sicking gets it over. Lentz to the middle. Lions able to get that up. Sicking goes with a great shot off the side of the block. Our up official called that to the wrong side. He gives you a my bad up there. You would have seen Coach Spinney come unglued if they missed that one.
Again, the Lions finding success with that off-speed ball, the tooling the block, so expecting to see a little bit more of that.
Atcher goes cross. That was out. There's no way with that angle that ball was down.
Very interesting decision from both the line judges and the down ref. But the game moves on. Opportunity for Transy to finish the set here.
Floats it up and out. That was as close to being in as the last one. 24-21. Lions will have to do it at the service line, and they're going to make a substitution at the service line. It was going to be Avery Kerr. Instead, it will be Katie Rolfe. Rolfe typically is who Coach Spinney puts in there in these big service situations. Rolfe, good serve. Beatty gets it up. Lentz outside to Myers, and Myers puts it away. Transy takes set number 2, 25-21. We'll be right back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here getting ready for the third set. Transylvania leading 2-0. We had a little – so we started this thing. Coach Shane Cleveland of the women's basketball team also runs our SAC. The Mount Cup. It's been a really cool thing for our student athletes. They're competing against each other. You hear the whole soccer team cheering for their teammate, the baseball team cheering for their teammate. They did a dizzy bat serving contest, and a wrestler beat a men's volleyball player, Eric. They're serving volleyballs, right?
Got a very lucky shot. They got it in. You win some, you lose some. It's the best way to put it.
That was freaky how that went in. First one, a wrestler out there in a singlet buries it in the bottom of the basket.
It was pretty amazing. I'll give him that.
The gym went bananas. Either way, starting things like that on this campus, you're still relatively new here. But, we're so many student athletes on this campus. Finding ways to get them here to support each other is huge.
Absolutely. The impact that it has, not just on themselves and the people they meet, but also the players on the court. Having that big home crowd, feeling that support, it definitely makes a difference.
The line's struggling a little bit tonight, but I go back to a couple years ago when they played Transylvania in this gym with a regular season title on the line. Both teams ranked in the top 25 in the country, and this place was bananas. It's the loudest I've ever heard any of our sporting events.
Absolutely. Remember just when I got here that first fall, such a great squad, and Lions looking to head back in that direction.
Surprised I didn't get a piece. Emma tries to go up and attack it. Transy's going to get the point on a misplayed ball. That's really lucky for Transylvania to start this third.
Lions looking a little bit more comfortable in that second set, finding opportunities on those off-speed balls, being able to tool the block a little bit, find some seams with those middles being late, and even doing a little bit of damage from the service line.
Lions receiving now. Doty high off the block. The libero will have to get a set off. Smart play there by Myers just to push it in, and she was near the tape, and a great dump by Ginger Johnson right into the middle of the floor. Recognized that Transy was in kind of retreat, waiting for the big swing, and just threw it in there.
And we're seeing a middle switch for the Lions with Kira Majors now coming into the lineup.
Big swing from Izzy Myers right in front of us. Did not notice that coming out. So Kira Majors is the second middle now for the Lions. Looks like she's taking the place of Mueller in the lineup for the Lions. Graves receives the serve. Johnson out to Doty. Doty tries to go high off the block and misses.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that second set adjustment involving the right side a little bit more. And here's the thing. So far, good servicing from the Lions. Setters did a great job of getting the ball to the right spot. Just got to terminate.
Johnson tries to set to Sicking. Little far outside. Emma tried to turn it back in, and it hits it off the antenna. Lentz will serve again. Transy taking an early lead here in this third set. Graves receives. Johnson out to Sicking again. Once again high and outside, but Emma able to adjust, put it off the block for the kill. Miranda and Moore check in, and Ava Moore will go back to the service line for the Lions. Oh, and an ace for Ava Moore. Caught O'Connor in a tough spot there. She didn't really know exactly how she wanted to play that ball. Backpedaling. Glances off her forearms for the ace. Moore goes back to the same spot. O'Connor up to the task. Oh, wow. Unbelievable recovery there from Transylvania. The Lions almost had a big block. Now Sicking going with the roll shot. That's a double over the net. So exact same call you talked about earlier. Now comes back to bite Transylvania. It was Lentz to try to go with the two-handed shove. Moore. And she aces at O'Connor again. Looks like that ball's knuckling off the hand of Ava Moore.
Oh, yeah. Slow, tight to the tape, and doing a lot of damage right now. Transy now making an adjustment on the service pattern, bringing up their outside.
She goes at O'Connor again. Brown up to Myers. Myers goes with the shot. Graves will have to set it as Moore got the dig. Sicking goes to the big swing. There's the difference. That ball's high and able to be played. Myers hits the roll shot. Stevenson up with it. Moore to Sicking. Sicking through the block. Transy gets it up. Gets it over. Moore to Sicking. Sicking once again goes with the roll shot, and the Lions are up 6-4 here in the third set. Moore. O'Connor gets it up this time. Lentz out to Myers. Myers. Sicking gets the dig. Moore up. Back row attack there from Hannah Graves. Brown has to set it. Big swing from the lefty. Mast. And the lefty returns it in Miranda. Mast quick to the middle. Lions big dig there by Lindsey Stevenson. Sicking gets the kill. Lions really playing that scramble drill well. We'll have early timeout here from Transylvania. We'll stay here on this one, and you can give us your thought you're going to give us.
Well, first of all, hell of a rally. We see Sicking with that great cross-court dig. Very aggressive swing by Transy, but Sicking just happened to be in the right spot. And one of the adjustment being made was Graves taking that out-of-system swing and going right at Transy setter in the back row. That forces Transy to now have to take an out-of-system ball and make it work. And they haven't looked particularly comfortable setting out-of-system to the right side, and that gave MSJ now an opportunity to be able to play that ball again.
Transy out of the timeout already, waiting on the Lions to come back as Coach Spinney's still talking to his team. He has to be a little happier with the performance here early in the third. They're getting more, as you said, in-system balls and putting more balls on the floor. Still continuing to shape some shots, not swinging at everything hard, but finding those kills. And we're almost out of our timeout now. It'll be Moore still at the service line. On a little bit of a run here is Ava Moore.
A chance of going away from stacking and going away from that adjustment that they made on serve receive. So Connor back in the same spot in zone 5. We'll see if Ava Moore goes after it.
Moore tries to go at it and just misses deep. Thatcher checks back in for the Pioneers as Myers goes back to the service line for Coach Amy Barrymore's squad. Graves to Moore to Sicking off the side of the block and down for another kill. There's that serve receive coming back to help you.
Absolutely. Sicking now starting to find some momentum in this third set early on, and that's going to be huge for Alliance as they head into the middle part of the game.
Sicking with a big rip of the serve. Great play there by Myers. Mast gets the swing. Second touch ball. Lions try to go over the net. Unable to do it, but Moore sets it out to Graves, and Graves gets another kill for the Lions. Lions lead this third set 9-5. Sicking returns to the service line. Another big rip. Brown gets it up. Great second touch there by the middle. Lions, chance here. Graves continues that roll shot. Transy starting to cover that a little better. Atcher goes with the swing. Kind of awkward, but able to get it down from about the 10-foot line.
It's a great job by Transy adjusting and expecting that roll shot, especially with Grace in the front row, who has gone after that option so often.
And Transy gets an ace of their own. That was Lily Kaiser. Sicking receives it. Moore to Miranda. Miranda tries to go to the top. Little high with that one. Atcher tries to go cross court. Good dig there by Graves. Miranda off the block. Great recovery from the Lions. Graves goes with the left-handed push over the net. The lefty, Mass gets the kill. Cross court. Good action there on both sides of the net on that rally.
Absolutely. Mass with a very tough ball to try and adjust to, but she did a great job being able to find that cross-court shot.
Sticking with the pass, Moore way off the tape. Great bump set across the Graves on the run, and Graves changes her tempo back to the fastball.
Exactly. We're seeing now the aggressive swings. They built that lead early on in this set. They're now doing a great job of protecting it by adjusting to what Transylvania's adjusting as well.
Stevenson back to serve for the Lions. Not a great pass. Mass has to get the set. Back row attack there from Myers. Stevenson to Moore to Graves. Graves goes to the fastball again and beats Brown cross court. Transy seems to a little bit be chasing their defensive coverage on Hannah Graves. Stevenson, back row Myers. Good block there by the Lions. Stays in play though. Mashed off the top of the block. Miranda with a diving effort. Sicking with a diving effort, but it's outside the tape. Just finally found out. I've been waiting on somebody to run into our new tables down here to see how they reacted. The old tables would have crumbled.
Oh, yeah.
You've helped me put them up. You know they don't move once they're up.
Pretty sturdy, very nice addition to the athletics in general, so we're definitely enjoying them.
Beatty with the serve, Sicking, good pass. Moore to Graves, cross court. Brown digs it, back over. Moore with the dump and the kill. Ginger Johnson and Sydney Doty will check back in for the Lions. Johnson will go back to serve. As you said, Lions continue to protect that narrow lead here in this third set. Got to keep them out of slam range, as we call it in baseball.
Yes.
Stay up 2 or 3. It's really hard to lose. Great serve. And she aces the libero there. That's big time.
That's big for the Lions. Again, like you said, you got to protect that lead, and when you can do that from that service line, you're going to have a big, big advantage in this game. It's the first play of the game. It's the first contact, and you got to control it.
6th ace of the match for the Lions. And another great serve. Brown up to it on this one. Big swing, but Stevenson gets the dig. Johnson has to go to the bump set. Graves hits it from off the tape. Hatcher goes to the roll, and she misses. Tries to roll it in that back left corner. I think we'll have another timeout by Amy Barrymore of Transylvania. So we'll step away here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, Eric, we're back out of this timeout. Lions lead by 5. Transy now out of timeouts in this set. Another good serve by Johnson. Brown gets it. To the dump goes Lentz. Lions get it back in system. Oh, good swing there from Cecilia Roberts. Didn't get a ton on it, but got it in a good spot.
O'Connor coming back in for Transy. It's a DS. See if she can recover from that tough serve receive run that she had earlier and mix it up with some serves here.
Gets the serve off, Sicking. to Johnson to Graves. Graves has to lean back a bunch to hit that. And once again, Roberts able to put it away. Kind of more of a push shot. Didn't get a big swing on it, but again in the right spot. Stevenson to Johnson to Graves as Graves switches from left to right. Good dig there by Brown. Lentz gets it up. Myers goes to the push shot. Lions get it up. Stevenson to Doty. Doty cross court. Overpass attacked by both Kerr and Doty. Not sure who they'll give that kill to over there. All about the stats crew. I don't know who trained them, so I have no idea if they know what they're doing. Graves with the serve and continues to serve O'Connor. And Coach Barmore will answer with a substitution. Soleil Sabin is coming into the game for the first time. A freshman from right here in Cincinnati, St. Ursula Academy. Probably has a big cheering section here in the building.
Again, the Lions with a lot of pressure off that service line, just a little bit long, but they are finding so many advantages by being as aggressive from the service line and controlling serve receive.
That'll send Brown back to the service line. Graves to Johnson to Doty. Doty off the block. Transy has an opportunity to play through the middle there. Really good ball there. Second touch. Johnson tries to push it to the corner, and she gets called for the double. Rolls the tape. For the ace.
Unlucky point for the Lions. But still a 2-point lead. Looking to recover here.
Johnson outside to Sicking. Sicking off the block. It'll be a kill for Emma Sicking. It'll send Kerr back to the service line as the Lions maintain a 3-point lead here in the third set. Beatty to Lentz, tight to the tape. Myers with the kill.
Myers is soars so high, Blake. She is contacting that ball at such a high point. She's able to see the block and read it very well and just work around it.
Stevenson to Johnson to Sicking. It's out. So off the block and out. It'll be a point for the Lions. A little bit of a nervy moment there. That was tight. As Miranda and Moore check back in. As a coach, do you want them to play that if they don't know for sure it's out?
Any 50-50 ball, if you're insured, my golden rule is you go and play it.
Moore. Oh, great quick middle play. Moore gets it over to Sicking. Lentz goes backside the mast. Spinney's yelling out as Aubrey Miranda tries to make the play. She tried to pull back on it.
This is why we ask our defenders to sit low and out. We don't want them standing up because a lot of those awkward angles, especially that hard cross angle, a lot of those balls actually end up being out when they're high on your chest. In this case, Miranda was standing a little bit too high and just got caught on the way out.
The Lions try to play through their middle now. Brown sets it over to Asher. Asher gets off the block of Miranda and down. Transy draws within one here at 18-17 in the third. And we'll have a timeout, Mount St. Joseph. We'll be back here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're coming back here out of this timeout. It'll be Isabella Myers at the service line for Transy, trying to tie this third set up at 18. Quick look at the stats. Emma Sicking leads the way with a game-high 13 kills, has raised that hitting percentage all the way up to 273. Lions are up to 188 as a team. Stevenson to Moore to Sicking. And that'll make it go a little bit higher, Eric, as Sicking puts it down.
Starting to heat up in that second set and riding that momentum into the third. Hopefully this carries all the way through the end. They're able to close this one out and push forward.
Rolfe will come in to serve and play back row this rotation for Sicking. Really good serve. Brown gets it off the Lentz. They play quickly through the middle, and Rolfe gets it up. Rolfe plays it over. Lentz to Brown to Asher. Asher goes to the back corner, finds Rolfe again. Moore to Graves. Graves with a great crafty cross-court shot. You could really see her turn that elbow in at the last second and put that thing, what'd you call it before, T to T?
T to T, 4-4. And also a great adjustment by Coach Spinney to go for a DS in the back row for Sicking. Saw two great digs for Katie Rolfe, making some good defensive pickups for the Lions. Able to then support away.
Good swing there by Asher off the set of Myers. That'll send Kaiser back to the service line. Rolfe to Moore to Graves. Graves off the block right at us. Another point for the Lions.
I don't want to hit her.
That'll send Stevenson back to the line. Lions continue to maintain that 2 to 3 point advantage, which is huge. Stevenson floats it. Asher gets it. Lentz back to Asher. Asher goes to the backside and missed. And they're going to call it a touch on the Lions. I didn't see it, so I can't argue with it one way or the other.
Very, very hard ball to read from our angle. Line judge believes there was enough of a convincing argument to call a touch on that. And so we're going to go with
Beatty. Gets it in. Graves, Moore, Miranda. Miranda off the block. Beatty, great dig. Brown up to Asher. Asher from the 10-foot line. Stevenson to Graves. Graves off the block and out of bounds. Big point for the Lions. Coach Barmore nods her head in agreement over here on the sideline. As Johnson and Doty will be back in for the Lions. Johnson had a great service rotation her last time back there, picking on O'Connor, who's not out there at this point. Oh, almost rolled the tape. That'll be a service error as Saban checks back in. When checked in earlier, she did a great job on that back line.
And here's the impact of those middle and early game runs that the Lions were able to get. 3 points away from closing out the set and forcing fourth set. Transy now playing catch-up in the late game.
Graves in. Huge point there. Graves back to serve. It'll be Saban, Beatty, and Brown in receive for the Lions. Beatty to Lentz to Myers, who misses long. Graves goes with the float. Brown to Lentz. Goes to Myers again. Myers goes with the touch. Good coverage there by Johnson. Stevenson out to Sicking. Sicking off the top of the block. Brown to Lentz. Great dig in the back row by Graves. They'll try to play through the middle again. Graves gets another hand on it. Johnson. The Lions will just have to play it over. Doty plays it short. Beatty to Lentz to Myers. And a huge block by Avery Kerr and Sydney Doty to secure the third set win for the Lions and help them avoid the sweep in this match. 2-1 in favor of the Transylvania Pioneers here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, Eric, we're back here getting ready to start the fourth set. Your coach spinning the Lions. How big is that third set for your momentum right now?
Oh, absolutely huge. That is such a turn of, the pendulum is now swinging in the Lions' favor. They were able to establish themselves early. They were able to ride that all the way till the end of the set. A couple of moments here and there where they struggled on serve receive, but the shift from set 1 to set 3 and the way they've composed themselves, the way they've established themselves offensively and defensively is huge.
We talked about it near the end of set number 2. Lions at that point were hitting like 071. Currently now hitting 221. That is a big swing. Transy's down to 294. They're continuing to stay around that 300 mark. I don't know, in men's volleyball it's a little higher than the number you really want. But if you can stay around that 300 mark, you're doing really, really well.
Yeah. And part of this game is just finding opportunities to be able to offset the when offensive numbers aren't quite there. We talk a lot about how big serve receive and serving has been in this match. So that serving aspect especially and blocking aspect as well, if you're able to find points just through those, you can kind of get away with maybe not quite being at the offensive mark that you want to be at.
Transy serves, really good serve. Stevenson gets it up. Graves with the swing, not a great one at it. Izzy Myers goes with the touch. Johnson there with the coverage. Stevenson to Graves. Graves with a huge swing from about the 10-foot line. So not up on the tape, not really where you want to be. But to put a ball like that down from there is a big swing.
Graves is a great small ball player. She loves those tough out-of-system balls, and she's very, very effective at finding good spots on the other side of the net.
And now she'll be the server for the Lions. Huge swing by Izzy Myers. Cross court. She had been going cross-court short. She went to the back corner there.
Great spot by Myers. Again, Transy struggling a little bit with serve receive in these last 2 sets.
Brown goes back. Stevenson to Johnson to Sicking. Sicking has to just roll it. Brown gets it up. They play through the middle quickly. And I'm telling you what, I really like the way Lily Kaiser plays the game.
Absolutely. It was something that we definitely missed in that third set. We saw Transy have to go away from having those middle blockers be an offensive option because the pass wasn't there. It wasn't in system. It was a lot of trouble and very hard to be able to run those middles effectively.
Lions now try to play through their middle. Transy with a great dig. Continues it. Lentz continues to go to Myers, and Myers continues to deliver. Transy now with a narrow 3-1 lead early here in this 4th set. Brown just Sicking with the reception. Sicking, another off the tape ball she has to mess with. Lions have a free ball to work with here, though. Sicking just misses. She tried to turn it down inside instead of up the line or deep and just kind of missed it.
A little bit too sharp on the angle. Let's see what this next serve brings.
Brown. They continue to try to serve it at Sicking. Doty goes to the shot. Beatty gets it up. Myers with a kind of awkward swing at it, but puts a lot on it. Stevenson has to go to Sicking. Sicking gets it over. Beatty to Lentz to Myers. Quick dump there by Ginger Johnson. Myers goes with the 2-handed shove shot. We have another mistake by our up ref. He called a double but gave the point to Transylvania. Coach Barmore doesn't understand it. She's saying that one was close. Sounds like you just don't want to play it over the net with 2 hands anymore.
Yes. In a way, in an effort to expand those rallies, but also clean up the game, this is why we saw that new double contact rule going into effect.
Lentz to Myers, and Myers puts it away.
So definitely a lot of mixed reception and emotion towards the new double contact rule, the way they affects the women's game versus the men's game. So it'd be interesting to see how it develops.
Lentz back to serve for Transy. Goes with the float. Lions struggle to get it a good pass on it, get a swing at it, but Lentz goes back to Myers. And Izzy Myers is just taking over this match right now. That's her 14th kill to tie Sicking for match high.
And Blake, we're seeing Transy making a great adjustment defensively on that short game. They have that compressor defense to have their defenders be able to watch those angles, and just like that, we see those deep angles like Sicking just took on that swing or Graves earlier in the set, and they're scoring. So now the Lions are looking to be a little bit more aggressive on those swings, work the high hands, work the deep corners, instead of the off shot and the roll shots that they went with in the first 3 sets.
Ava Moore in, and she'll go back to serve. Great serve by Moore. Good job by Saban to get it up. Myers goes to the tip. And there will be 4 touches on the Transylvania side as Coach Spinney screams it before they ever touch it.
Great predictor of the game.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
He's forgot more about volleyball than great coaches know.
Absolutely.
As Moore goes to the serve. Saban to Kaiser. A little more time on that one, but Kaiser hit it with a little more pace.
Yes.
And puts it down.
Again, I think one of the key points for Transy this set is to be able to bring back the middles into effect. Lions need to respond.
Myers back to serve. Graves with a really good pass. Gets the Lions assist. Moore to Sicking. Sicking goes cross court. Oh, off the side of Aubrey Miranda into the back corner for a kill. And the stats, those guys goes down as a dig set kill.
It does.
It's so funny. I talk about, as we're talking about this game, I keep thinking about it in the way of statting it.
Yes.
I want to call balls on the same side continues and free balls overs. That's just how we call it when we stat it. It's completely different trying to do this. Oh, Sicking goes for the big rip. That's one of those 50-50 serves you talked about.
Absolutely. Be a good opportunity for the Lions to stay aggressive off that service line, be able to keep Transy out of system with those tough serves. They have been struggling off the serve receive, so got to keep it in the game plan.
As Kaiser answers with a miss of her own. Stevenson will go back to the line for the Lions, trailing by 2 here. Crowd's been into this match all night, been loud. Stevenson gets it in. Brown. They play through the middle there. A dig over the net. Transy has an opportunity to put one away, and they do.
Missed opportunity for the Lions on that free ball pickup. Sicking seemed to be struggling with just how high that ball was. Decided to use the hands to try to pick it up and just sent it over. Free opportunity for Transy to put it away.
Beatty back to serve, and she misses. We have our line change here as Johnson and Doty check back in. Doty the right side, Johnson the setter in the back row.
Johnson very effective off that service line today, having that huge run in the third set. Hopefully she can get another one here.
3 aces in the match for Ginger. Beatty over, attacked by Kerr. Dumped by Johnson.
Great decision by Johnson to go for the back row dump. Staying involved not just as a setter in setting the ball, but offensively.
Great serve there. Good swing for Matcher. Salil Sabin back to the line. Sticking. Tough play.
Trouble for Alliance on that pass. Hopefully we can get it back here. Stay within 3.
Sabin goes with a deep floater and misses. So we're kind of right back where we started, a 2-point deficit. Lions got to find a way to cut it. Get it to 1, get it to none. Come back and tie this 4th set. Win the 4th set and take us to a 5th and decisive set. Graves to Brown, to Lentz, to Myers, and once again, the Lions have no answer for Isabella Myers. I don't think many teams in the HGAC have an answer for Isabella Myers.
I wouldn't be shocked. That would be, I believe, kill number 16 for Myers tonight.
Stevenson to Johnson to Doty, and the Lions answer with a kill, so they continue to stay in that 2-point deficit range every time they get a side out. Kira Majors back in for the Lions up front. And we're going to have a serve change here. Ava Maxwell will check in and serve.
The Fort Wayne, Indiana native, very scrappy, established herself pretty well defensively in the playing time that she's gone. Looking for an opportunity here.
You like those Fort Wayne kids.
Fort Wayne kids are impressive, man. They're great volleyball players. Such a good volleyball coacher.
Sabin. Oh, big block there from the Lions, but Transy able to get it up. It's set over the net by Myers, and it goes down as a kill. Coach Spinney is not happy with the fact that his team did not find a way to cover that ball. Kerr back in. She will quickly be replaced by the libero Stevenson.
That is not the kind of play you want happening in that 4th set when you're down 1.
Graves to Sicking. Sicking misses, trying to hit it line, and just missed.
Haven't seen a lot of that this game yet. Sicking choosing that high hands or deep cross kind of swing. Maybe an opportunity for Alliance to start exploring as they head to the middle part of the set.
Lentz misses her serve. Miranda and Moore back in. Moore back to serve for the Lions. It's now a 3-point deficit. Ava Moore sometimes makes it difficult to stat if she wears 2 different jersey numbers, Eric.
Yes, she does.
There's the middle. Stevenson digs it. Sicking gets it over. Myers off the block for her 18th kill of this match. Atcher back in for Transy up front as Myers goes back to the service line. Graves to Moore to Miranda. Big swing from Aubrey Miranda. That was huge.
I'm sure that one felt good for her too. A little bit of a struggle offensively in the last 3 sets and getting some opportunities, but finally fighting that one, putting it away. That's got to be a huge confidence boost for her as they keep pushing this set.
Katie Rolfe checks back in. Miranda not as consistently as Sicking, but when she's able to put a great time swing together, she pounds the ball too. Rolfe with the serve. Atcher's going to have the swing off the side of the block. Diving effort from Graves. Unable to get it up. Graves asked for the timeout on the after the dive. Or asked for the towel, my apologies, to wipe it off. The sweat spots on the floor. I think. Thought we might get a Coach Spinney timeout there, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. Great serve from Transy Moore. To Majors. Majors with a swing. We're going to have Majors was in the net on the block. It goes down as a blocking error. Timeout, Coach Spinney. And the Lions, they trail by 5 here in the 4th. We'll be back on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, we're back here. 17-12 lead for Transy here in the 4th. Back to serve is Lily Kaiser. Katie Rolfe with the reception. Miranda with the off-balance swing. Transy unable to put it down. Moore comes to Graves. Graves off the block. Great swing there from Hannah Graves. You could see her adjust to hit it off the hands.
Absolutely. And the Lions being able to put themselves in that, or being able to put Hannah Graves in that position with the effects of that backcourt. We're seeing Rolfe, we're seeing Stevenson getting good defensive touches and making it a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, the move to put Rolfe in the back row for Sicking's been big as the serve misses for Stevenson. You're in a kind of a rock and a hard place situation for the Lions from a service perspective. You can't give away points because you're running out of them, but you can't give them easy serves to play back at you either. Beatty with the serve. Graves to Moore, back to Graves. Graves goes with that roll. Good diving effort there for Matcher. That'll be over the net. Attacked by Kerr, and a kill for Kerr.
Again, that entire sequence of events being set in motion by Graves, going for that off-speed option and causing trouble on the other side of the net.
Johnson and Doty back in for the Lions as Johnson will go back to serve.
Serving 21, Ginger.
Ginger with 3 aces in this match of the Lions 7. Another great short serve. Beatty gets it up. Lions there to shut down after that time. Good play there from Macy Lentz from Transylvania as the Lions were kind of caught in that transition. Saban will be at the line. Transy leading by 5. Lions got to start making some hay kind of right now, Eric. Stevenson to Johnson to Graves. Graves once again gives it that touch shot. Lentz to Brown. Lentz will get the swing. Great dig by Lindsey Stevenson. Johnson to Doty. Beatty to Lentz. To Roberts. Puts it down. 20-14 in favor of the Pioneers. Saban goes with the short one. Graves to Johnson. Back to Graves. Graves punches it back to the corner, and it's in. Barely in, but in.
Great decision by Graves to play that long angle on an awkward set. And if I'm Coach Spinney right now, I'm looking for my team to be picture perfect from that service line. You are controlling the service errors. Team only has 9, while Transy has 11. You have to make these serves count.
Just like that. Hannah Graves with another one of those 50-50 serves into the middle of the net. That wasn't even close to the top. Sicking is back in to line up for the Lions. Brown to Stevenson to Johnson. Johnson to Doty. Doty puts it away. Big swing there.
We got to give props to Stevenson controlling the pace on that serve receive very, very well in the last couple of points. She's been able to keep the Lions a little bit more composed with how tough Transy is serving.
Avery Kerr. Saban with the reception. Lentz to Myers. Graves answers. Myers to Sicking. Lentz will attack it on the second touch. Kerr gets it up and over. Lentz attacks it again and gets it down to the floor. Avery Kerr put in a tough position as a middle trying to make that dig.
Door is closing on the Lions, so be able to fight back and forth the 5th set. We got to find some life here.
Macy Lentz back to serve. Big point in this game. Graves to Johnson to Sicking. Sicking puts it down. It'll be Ava Moore going to the service line to try to serve the Lions right back into this set. They need at least a 2 or 3 point run out of Moore. Moore has 2 aces in the match. Good serve down the line. Lentz. Unbelievable from Transylvania to keep that alive. Aubrey Miranda, she gets the kill. Can't understate how impressive that
absolutely
scramble or whatever you guys call it in volleyball from Transy was to be able to get that thing back over the net.
I was convinced that ball was dead, and they somehow got it out and got it over.
Ava Moore serves the back right corner. Saban gets it. Lentz gets it to Kaiser, who puts it away. Kaiser's 9th kill of the match. And this is definitely make or break time. You have to side out right now. Stevenson to Moore to Sicking. And the Lions side out right now. They're not dead yet, Eric. They're not dead yet.
Absolutely. Great adjustment on serve receive. Choosing to go with 2 passers and push Emma Sicking up and hide her a little bit. Stevenson and Graves doing a great job controlling serve receive through his entire set, and that's the kind of effect that it has.
Coach Spinney tells her to go away from the high jump serve and just get it in, and she does. Brown to Lentz to Kaiser, who misses long. And once again, we are not dead yet. Emma Sicking has a chance to start the Lions back into it. Off the hands, Brown to Master over Majors to Moore to Miranda. And another big swing for the Lions. They continue to fight. If you're the coach, you got to be happy with at least the fight your team's showing right now.
Absolutely.
All right, timeout Transylvania as the Lions have drawn within 2 here in this 4th set. 23-21 in favor of the Pioneers here on the MSJ Sports Network. All right, Eric, we'll see if the old adage runs true that volleyball teams win the point coming out of a timeout. And this is a big, big point in this match.
Absolutely. Lions looking to hang on a little bit longer and force that fifth set.
23-21 in favor of the Pioneers. Emma Sicking at the service line. Lions on a 3-point run right now. This would be a huge one. Sicking with a great serve. They get a missed swing there from Lily Kaiser. Rolls the tape. Hannah Graves caught kind of in between, and we have match point here from the Harrington Center.
That little run does give the Lions a little bit more comfortable of an opportunity. Let's find out.
Sicking with the reception. Moore to Graves.
Great swing.
Continues the set. The Lions will have to do it from the service line.
Graves.
Cannot give away a side out here.
Graves having a great night, going 15 kills, 2 errors on 33 attempts at a 394 rate.
To go along with double-digit digs.
Yeah.
Hannah's having a heck of a night. Kind of quietly early, and now it's been really good. Stevenson, Brown. Swing from Atcher, and it finds the floor. Lions get a block on it, but rolls over the block and finds the floor. Transylvania wins set 4, 24-25 or 25-22. We'll be right back on the MSJ Sports Network to wrap things up. All right, back here. Final thoughts times here on the MSJ Sports Network after the Transylvania 3-1 win. Here pushes the Lions to 6-2 in the conference. Transy goes to 7-1. I have not looked to see what Earlham is doing tonight, but Transy seems to have that inside track towards another HCAC regular season championship. Eric, first off, thank you for doing this with me. I thought it was really good. I think we hopefully provided a little bit of value to you out there listening. Made it a little more of a fun listen. We know some of these D3 games with no announcers can be a little difficult to listen to at times. But your final thoughts. You know, you watch this team a lot. You've helped them in practice. If you're Coach Spinney right now, how do you feel about the way your team just played?
First off, appreciate you having me. It's been an absolute blast. Would love to do this again. It's a very, very fun team to watch. If I'm in Coach Spinney's position, I'm still looking to ride that late momentum, that late surge that they found in set 3 and set 4. That's, going to the final conference game of the season. We saw some grit coming there at the end. Those last 2 sets, they were able to establish themselves on the service line, be able to control, like I said, Stevenson doing an amazing job controlling serve receive in the late game. And just the adjustments, that kind of mental adjustment from the players to be able to make the decisions that they needed to make. While it didn't quite pan out in the end, we did see the numbers start to even out a lot more in those last 2 sets. We see Transy with a 333 hitting percentage, and MSJ, who started at .042%, bringing it all the way back to 259. So overall, numbers start to even out. We're seeing teams start to match up a little bit better. Transy just having that little bit of an edge offensively.
Yeah, in the match, Emma Sicking led the way for the Lions with 17 kills. Hannah Graves, as we talked about towards the end of that last set, fantastic night. 17 kills, only 2 errors on 35 attempts. 429 hitting percentage for an outside in the women's game is extremely high.
Yes.
To go along with 10 digs and an ace. It's a fantastic night for Hannah. Izzy Myers led the way with a match-high 18 kills. And I thought she kind of really dominated that 4th set, especially middle to late. Transy rode Isabella Myers, and I think she might be the best player in the league. And that's what you do. You ride your best players in big spots. Overall, the Lions played great. Actually, the stats just updated now. Hannah somehow has 17 kills. They must have got one wrong early. So if the Lions finish anywhere 1 through 4 in the HCAC standings, they will host one more game next week. And based on my math, they need either Manchester to lose 1 or they need to win 1, and they will clinch one of those top 4 seeds and host next Wednesday. If they do, Eric and I will be back with you next Wednesday here on the MSJ Sports Network. For Eric Santiago Garcia, I'm Blake Watson. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight on the MSJ Sports Network. Have a great night.